Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Quasi and today I'll be going over an in-depth analysis of snipers in Warzone, which will give you an idea of which snipers to use, which to avoid, and why I think the ZRG is actually the best sniper in the game. In this video, I'm going to primarily be focusing on the damage values and what those mean for your shots to kill. Now before I continue, note that I'm not taking into consideration the damage values after their first drop off, and this is because the sniping playstyle in the closer to 100 meter range is very different than at ranges further than 100 meters. Typically, if you're sniping at long range, you'll be taking more time to aim your shots to get that headshot, which is really all that matters. If you get a body or limb shot at long range, people can go behind cover and armor up before you're able to get that second shot off. For closer and more fast-paced fights where you'll be quickscoping and following up your shots back to back, it can be useful to know how likely you are to get that down based on the sniper that you're using. It can also be thought of how forgiving the gun is to use, and that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. Also note that these two columns here, the ADS speed and the bullet velocity, these values are taken from the meta build for each gun, and I'm also basing the ADS speed off of a combination of my own testing and values from other sources, since there can be some error in the testing values, and I've categorized them into varying buckets differing by 50 milliseconds. This should give you a general idea of how fast the ADS speed is compared to other guns. As you can see, I've labeled my chart with green, yellow, and red highlights. In the ADS speed and bullet velocity category, these highlights show that they are either in the fastest of the group or in the slowest of the group. In these columns here, you can see the combination of shots you can get with 2 bullets and whether or not that will kill. So if it does 250 damage or more, then it will be highlighted green, and if it does not, then it will be highlighted red. Let's start things off with the fan favorite, the Kar 98K. According to WarzoneRanked.com, the Kar currently has a 10% pick rate, which is actually the second most popular gun in the game next to the Farah, and it's currently the most picked sniper by far. But let's take a look at the stats. As you can see, it has a very fast ADS speed of 350 milliseconds, which is among the fastest in the sniper category, but its bullet velocity is only decent at best. These two factors, along with the fact that people have probably had the gun leveled up and they've been very used to using the gun for a long time, is the reason why it's the most popular gun in the game. If we take a look at the combination of shots to kill, you can see that the Kar only kills in 2 shots if you get 2 shots to the chest. If you get a chest shot and a stomach shot, it's not enough to kill. If you get a chest shot and a limb shot, it's not enough to kill. 2 stomach shots, 1 shot to the stomach and 1 to the limb, or 2 limb shots, again, not enough to kill. Next, let's move on to the Swiss. The Swiss has been gaining popularity recently due to its quick ADS speed and its fast reload time. It's currently the second most used sniper, and we can see that it has a relatively similar ADS speed to the Kar, but its bullet velocity is actually among the worst of the pack, making shots slightly harder to hit. However, the combination of shots needed to kill are much more forgiving than the Kar. Since the Swiss has such a high chest damage multiplier, if you get a 1 shot to the chest and 1 shot to the stomach, it kills, whereas the Kar does not. And even if you get 1 chest shot and 1 limb shot, the Swiss kills, where the Kar does not. Now, moving on to the ZRG, this is where we can really see an outlier and where I can try to justify the title of this video. The ZRG's ADS speed is pretty good. It's only 50 milliseconds slower than the Kar 98 and the Swiss, and its bullet velocity is very good. It's only beaten out by the HDR. However, between all of the sniper rifles, the ZRG has the most combinations of 2 shots that are able to get it down. 2 to the chest, 1 to the chest, 1 to the stomach, 1 to the chest, 1 to the limb, and 2 to the stomach. This is due to the ZRG's incredibly high stomach and limb multiplier compared to other sniper rifles. With the fast bullet velocity, relatively fast ADS speed, and incredibly high forgiveness that the ZRG provides, I would go so far as to say that the ZRG is overpowered compared to other sniper rifles. There are some downsides to the ZRG that need to be taken into consideration, however, and that is the fact that its default ammo capacity is only 3 bullets, which can and should be extended to 5 with the extended mag, and the fact that it does have more flinch when getting shot than with the Swiss and the Kar, which is not something that's really quantifiable. It's more really up to the preference of the player. Now let's move down to the rest of the snipers in the game and see why, in my opinion, no one should be using them, with potential exception to the SPR. The SPR with the normal mag attachment actually has a pretty decent bullet velocity similar to the Kar98K. Where it lacks in comparison is that its ADS speed is relatively slow, but where it makes up for the slack is in its forgiveness. The SPR has the same damage profile as the Swiss does in that it will get a kill or down in a chest shot and a stomach shot, or a chest shot and a limb shot. With this in mind, the SPR may be right for you if you like the Swiss but are looking for a bit more bullet velocity and don't mind the slower ADS speed. Moving on to the HDR, it boasts the highest bullet velocity of all guns in the game, but its ADS speed is abysmally slow, and there are 0 ways to get a 2-shot kill with it. It has a place for hard scoping at super long range with maybe a variable zoom sight, but I don't see a reason to use it when there are better alternatives. The AX50 is essentially just a worse HDR. It also has really terrible ADS speed, and its bullet velocity is only middle of the pack. Again, it has no combinations to 2-shot kill, so I would just avoid the AX50 at all costs. The Tundra is a bit better than the HDR and AX50 in terms of its ADS speed, but its bullet velocity is still middle of the pack, and it doesn't have any 2-shot combinations to kill. It's basically outclassed in every way by the Kar98, so I would not recommend using the Tundra over the Kar. The M82 has a very slow ADS speed and relatively slow bullet velocity, but it does have the ability to kill with 2 shots to the chest. Overall though, it's outclassed in every way by even the SPR, so I wouldn't bother using it. The Pellington is just the bottom of the barrel. It has fast ADS time, but it has abysmal bullet velocity and no ways to get a 2-shot kill. There's no reason to use the Pellington when the Kar98, Swiss, and the ZRG exist in the game. Overall, I think that the best 3 snipers in the game are the Kar, the Swiss, and the ZRG. However, based on the analysis that I provided in this video and the title of this video, I do think that the ZRG edges them out in most cases. Let me know what you think. Have I convinced you to try to use it in game? Next, I'll be going over a loadout build that you can use in game to get the best results. First, we're going to go with the sound moderator because it gives us ADS speed, bullet velocity, and it keeps our bullets suppressed, which is incredibly important when you're sniping in Warzone. For the barrel, we're going to go with combat recon because it gives us just the most bullet velocity possible. For ammunition, we're definitely going to go with the 5-round mag because we desperately need it, as the ZRG has a base of 3 bullets. Even though it reduces our reload quickness, it still reloads faster than the Kar98 if you are individually loading all 5 bullets. For the laser, we're going to go with the SWAT 5mW laser sight, which gives us ADS speed and aiming stability. And for the last attachment, we're going to be going with the rear grip airborne elastic wrap, which gives us the fastest ADS speed and it gives us aiming stability. We don't really care about ADS firing move speed or firing movement speed when we're sniping, so we will be going with the airborne elastic. And that's the build. Let me know if you guys will try this out in game. Please leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed the video. Maybe subscribe if you'd like to see more. So yeah, thank you and have a good one.